This is the story of Bob and his encounter with Impetigo. This is Bob. Bob is a farmer. You can tell he's a farmer because of his hat. While on his farm, Bob noticed redness, bumps, and small blisters around his mouth and nose. Bob realizes he has impetigo, and you can tell this because he is sad. Bob contracted the specific pathogen through an open sore he got on his farm. This is similar to the entry method of about 80% of the other impetigo cases. This case of impetigo is caused by the gram-positive coccal bacteria Staphylococcus aureus. It is a coagulase and catalase positive bacteria that is a facultative anaerobe and can tolerate high osmolarity, dry, and temperature-changing environments. This pathogen attached to Bob's tissue by binding to plasma proteins and components of the extracellular matrix within his cells. The Staphylococcus aureus pathogen then produced protein A to avoid Bob's immune defenses by binding to antibodies which avoid phagocytosis. In some cases, the Staphylococcus aureus strain can have antiphagocytic capsules instead. Bob's tissue is then damaged by enzymes and toxins produced by the pathogen. Since Bob has redness and bumps around his mouth, the epidermolytic toxin is actively causing these symptoms through scalded skin syndrome, along with the coagulase enzyme which causes blood clotting. Other tissue-affecting enzymes that the Staphylococcus aureus pathogen can create and release into Bob's system include lipases, hyaluronidases, staphylokinases, and nucleases. Bob could also be affected by other potential toxins such as hemolysins, leukocidins, delta toxins, food poisoning causing enterotoxins, and toxic shock syndrome toxins. Eventually, the pathogen will exit through the discharge that comes out of the sores and boils on Bob's face. Bob now returns to the farmhouse worrying about his oozing sores. Bob's wife is Sally. You can tell she's a girl because she has long hair. Sally is concerned about Bob's current skin condition and goes closer to investigate. Unfortunately for Sally, she isn't aware that the spread of the infection can occur by direct contact, as well as respiratory droplets and fomites. Bob has now given her impetigo through direct contact, and you can tell this because she too is now sad. A couple days later, Sally is showing signs of a more severe case of impetigo. The infection has worsened her symptoms to fever, fatigue, and an underlying heart murmur, which may indicate another infection. With both Bob and Sally showing symptoms of impetigo, and Sally's symptoms worsening, they have decided to consult with their doctor. After the doctor physically examines their sores, he has decided to use a blood agar test and a mannitol salt agar test to officially diagnose impetigo in both Bob and Sally. Blood agar tests can detect Staphylococcus aureus when its growth of colonies on an agar plate destroys surrounding erythrocytes. Mannitol salt agar tests detect Staphylococcus aureus when the bacteria survives high concentrations of salts and ferments mannitol into a yellow acidic product. After the doctor reviewed the results of the test, the doctor came back to talk to Bob and Sally. The results showed that both Bob and Sally have impetigo, based on coagulase positive and the thermonuclease positive results of the tests.
Created using Powtoon.